Welcome to Octane Mobile Gaming with your host, Octane. So the event have just started. I've managed to collect 4 of the cards from this event. I've managed to get the ultra rare from my first spin, and that was really lucky. So the ultra rare is Fist of Islam. I've got the event card, and I've got 2 copies of Elga, one from the support pack and one from the collection. So I've put together a few deck combination. This one using 2 copies of the support card from the previous water event, and this combination using all the cards that I've collected so far, including 1 extra card just for its gem spawning abilities. So this card actually spawns 10 water gems over 2 turns, which is really good. So I've added the Matriarch Spear, which is a honor relic. I've also added the Buzzsaw, which is also a honor relic. I've added a Fable relic, and that is for the card that generates the water gems. And I've also added 2 other relics, the Water Scepter and the Exultant Targa. So you can see the stats of this particular deck. It's quite impressive. So just go ahead and get into a battle, and I'll showcase both combination of the deck and also 2 other decks that I really love. So we'll use the first combination, will be the one that features the 2 support cards from the previous Water Affinity event. So you just want to go ahead and power up all your battle skills, and in this setup the only card that actually generates any form of gem or power gem with its battle skill will be the event card. So you go ahead, activate the battle skill for event card, spawn your power gems, match your power gems, and then allow the deck to do its thing. So the power on that combination was quite good. 2.7 billion damage. So that's not a bad output for 4 support cards and 1 event card. So we'll have a look at the next combination, which uses the ultra rare, and we'll see the output of this particular combination. So the difference with this particular setup, you've got 2 cards that will generate water gems and 1 card that will generate water power gem force. So you want to activate your event card first as not to override your gems. So event card first, then the 2 other cards. Swap your power gems together and just make your matches, and just allow the deck to do its thing once more. So if you have a look at the damage output on this one, it's just over just under 9 billion damage. So I'm gonna use 2 other decks that I quite like. These 2 decks, it's my Earth Affinity deck and my Fire deck. So up first I'll use my Earth Affinity deck. This deck actually produces a lot of power gems. It will fill the board with power gems ranging from power gem 1s to power gem 4s. So you just match a gem, power up your battle skills, activate all your battle skills, and then swap your power gems. And there you go. So we'll have a look at the damage output for this particular deck, and this one gave us a total damage of over 12 billion damage. Now comparing that deck to the water deck, which did not produce as much water power gems, I would say if the water deck had the amount of power gems on the board that the green deck had, the water deck would have generated a bit more power than the Earth Affinity deck. So now let's have a look at my fire deck. Now my fire deck is at a disadvantage as it's going up against its own affinity, so it's fire against fire, so it won't do as much damage as if it was going up against Earth. But nevertheless, let's see how my fire deck actually performs. So the fire deck actually is an intensity dependent deck. Now the intensity, the more power gems it actually produces, so that's a disadvantage as well. But nevertheless, let's see how it performs. So I'm gonna build the intensity to around about 90 to 100 intensity, and then I'm gonna activate the battle skills of both Soul Thrasher and Alex. Swap my power gems and allow it to do its damage. And as you can see, it dealt approximately 27 billion damage. So comparing all three decks together, I would say the water deck and the fire deck would be the two deck that I would say have dealt the better damage. Reason being, the water deck did not produce as much power gems as the other two deck, but it still managed to deal a high damage output. If it had a card that was able to spawn a lot of more water power gems, it would have dealt a lot more damage. So I'll wait and see if I get the Master Collection card, then I will compare this deck against those two decks once more and see how all three decks perform. But I'm really impressed with the current Slayer deck, and I said thumbs up to Network for the new mechanics. I really like this deck, I really like what it represents, so I'll see where it goes from here. Anyway, this is iOctane saying like, subscribe, share the video, and as usual, have a great day and peace.